With those details, Kamala Harris officially accepted the nomination today, and we have Ambassador Suresh Kumar Goel, former diplomat, joining us on the broadcast. Thank you for joining us, Ambassador. This was Kamala Harris's speech. It was a very impassioned one. She spoke about her childhood. She spoke about her sister, her family, and these values also define American politics in a very strong way. Apart from the personal journey that she spoke about, she also spoke about her vision for foreign policy if she is voted to power.
I think it was a wonderful speech. She clearly laid down what her own convictions are, her own way that she'll be conducting not just a foreign policy, her vision for the USA and everything. Not much of a change in the foreign policy from the previous Democratic Party positioning about Gaza, about Ukraine, democracy, human rights, and all those things. I just want to say one thing here. We in India have a tendency to think that if somebody working in the USA with the USA citizenship has come from India, that he or she will be basically having India at the top of his or her mind while with us. It is not always the case, really. We must accept that she's an American first. She has a USA interest first in the mind. She has the Democratic Party's principles first in the mind. And we have seen that sometimes they can cause difficulty for us. So we should be prepared to deal with her as an American who understands what India stands for. The cultural values, the civilizational values will definitely guide in what she does. So those will be there. But primarily an American, but easy to deal with because she and we will be talking the same kind of language and with the same values. Yes.
Okay, so you're saying there are celebrations and talks of how Kamala Harris has an India connect, but if she does indeed become the president, it does not necessarily mean that India is going to be her priority. She's going to keep America first, which is very clear in her speech. But she has made a lot of mentions of her background as well. In the United States as well, it's very, very polarized this time around. I think just like the previous elections this time around as well. How do you see this play out? You know, in her speech, there was a lot of mention of some of the issues that are key to the elections in the United States, including abortion rights. She spoke about abortion rights, saying we Democrats trust women, and I don't know why Republicans don't trust women. And she also mentioned foreign policy, and this is very important because it comes at a very crucial juncture in geopolitics.
There are several issues which actually, these are America's domestic politics. Abortion rights are one of those really, and clearly the claim of the women to have the abortion right is something on which the Republicans and even amongst Democrats, there are differences really. But the foreign policy is the one which I can speak on with some comfort. See, we will need to understand what the USA's priorities will be. USA's priorities will be basically European security architecture, clearly Ukraine, Middle East because of the energy security and the kind of presence that the USA has in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the entire network that exists over there, and also basically because it is from that area that the USA has faced threats of terrorism and extremism. Please do for Osama bin Laden, where he came from, what he did, etc. And then the bee in the bonnet, which actually is where we are, is Indo-Pacific. And therefore, the American policies on India will be more or less guided or anchored in what they want in the Indo-Pacific, how China behaves, and when they actually try and work out here, vis-a-vis China.
Okay.
So a lot depend upon what happens in Indo-Pacific. Also, please remember that in terms of security, where the USA has the highest priority, they have AUKUS, and they have the military groupings over there. So let us wait and see what happens there. I'm sure Indo-Pacific will be a priority, Quad will be a priority,
Yes, but interestingly, while you mentioned that, and while Kamala Harris made a mention of that in her speech, we have the first reaction coming in from Donald Trump, where he has listed out Biden-Harris accomplishments. And interestingly, he mentions 15 million unvetted illegals into the country, Ukraine-Russia war, as well as Israel-Hamas war. So crediting Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for that. So interesting, more of what's expected. Ambassador, we'll have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us. Quick break now. We'll be right back.